hero.
It had occurred to me in the last few weeks that there was an aspect of Amiah. This is like Amiah Monday, by the way, but I recorded this Sunday night. And there was an aspect of Amiah Miller I did not get to do. And it has to do with the movie she didn't star in. But Andy Serkis did this. Andy Serkis, her close friend, who directed Mowgli, the Warner Brothers, not the Disney version, was kind enough to invite her to the premiere. Here she was at the premiere. This was 2018. So the version I remember was from 1994. I actually never saw the cartoon. I did see Tailspin, the Disney Afternoon collection, and I fondly remember the 1994, was it Jason Scott Lee and Lena Headey, where you have an adult Mowgli, young adult. Then, like about 2 years apart, I don't know if it was like legal red tape, but of course they couldn't call, Andy Serkis couldn't call it, he couldn't call it the Jungle Book, he had to call it Mowgli. So legally Mowgli, not Jungle Book for the movie rights. And I got to look at a little bit of the Jungle Book for 2016 after I saw this movie. It was on my Netflix, so I could afford to see it. The most magnificent creature of the jungle. So enough Maya pictures for now. She went to that premiere, and I'm just going to go over the review. We've got Christian Bale. I believe he was the Panther character. I think it was a Bagalish. I forget. You got Kate Blanchett. I think she was the Mother Wolf. Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan. Some of these other ones. Naomi Harris. Andy Serkis is Baloo. You know, you got he's played two different characters here. He's played Caesar and he's played Baloo. So Caesar and Baloo. And I was just thinking of Grant Kirkhope for some reason. Mowgli. And then you got Matthew Rice as the demonic dentist who kills lions for fun and profit. So he kills all kinds of animals. Frida Pinto. Rohan Chand is Mowgli. So he's the title character. And let's take a look at this great view. Now, I will always say in my heart forever, the greatest journey is finding where you're going. Let's see if we can. There we go. No, we ain't going to get that image. Oh yeah, here we go. Finding out where you're belonging. The greatest journey is finding where you belong. So let me tell you, my A to A plus movie will always be The Jungle Book 1994, especially when he yells down at Shere Khan. Now, Shere Khan in that movie does not die. Shere Khan, basically, we got a fan going on. Shere Khan just kind of, he bows down to Mowgli. So Mowgli's it's like Tarzan. It's more like the plot. I don't know what it is. I think they kind of meshed the plot of Tarzan with that one. But this one, and I looked at a little bit of the 2016. That audience is obviously like kindergarten through the third grade or second grade, okay? This movie would be more geared towards, I would say, middle school to like early high school. And maybe late high school for the 94 movie. Maybe Apocalypto would probably be for the young adults. I have not seen that movie. But anyway, this is a movie that's a bit darker than the Disney variety. You have different. I love Let There Be Carnage. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. I think that's a great movie. Andy Serkis is a very good director, and he plays a good Alfred, and he plays a good. Goddamn, I'm Caesar. I'm getting all worked up here. So there are some predictable parts that you kind of know from the book. The book is 130 years old as of this video. So I'm not sure what Amiah's got to give her. She'll probably give a more biased review. Oh, it's great, but you gotta if you like it, you gotta say why it's great. What If you decide to ever write in the comment section is always open. Amiah Miller, please state what in particular you liked about Mowgli. What scene in particular did you like about it? Maybe you already said in an interview, but I don't think you have said it before. I liked my favorite part in this movie is the boy when Mowgli goes to the people and he's got the torch. Now he gets knocked out by the hunter, by Matthew Rice, right? So he's locked up in this cell, and the kids poke at him. They poke sticks at him, and he eventually gets out because Matthew Rice lets him out, and he talks to the Panther, his old friend. So he talks to Christian Bale, and the Panther says, "You're better off." So the whole thing is about, the story is about Mowgli becoming the wolf pack leader. He's being tested. The animals have laws. I'm not sure. I guess, like they say that this book was influential in the Boy Scouts. Between this one and Tarzan, they're very, different, it's a different time. And you had, what was it? The Island of Dr. Moreau, The Lost World, right? H.G. Wells, The Time Machine. You had Jungle Book, you had Peter Pan, you had Dr. Dolittle, you had The Wizard of Oz, you had Sherlock Holmes, and you had various books about man and jungle, Tarzan, right, in the 1900s. Just before Pulp Fiction, detective stories, just before Superman, right? These were the stories before Superman. So the animals have a law of the jungle, but it's everybody's against Shere Khan. And there's a moment where Mowgli really gives the albino wolf cub a lot of shit, which was one of those things where the main character yells out and the cub feels hurt and runs away. And then the hunter takes care of that cub, and Mowgli does not see that albino cub again except as a head display in the hunter's many trophies, that was the darkest part of the movie. Seeing the monkeys in jars and snakes in jars. That's dark stuff, okay? You see the beautiful photogenic Indian mother, who's not really Mowgli's mother. Because if you watch the Disney's Jungle Book 2016, at least that far back, if you watch that one, he was abandoned. Here you see that the mother dies by Shere Khan's claws and teeth. And so he finds a new family. He settles in with the people. They have the color powder rituals that the Indians have. I think they use it for wedding ceremonies. The cow is sacred, but the cow dies by Shere Khan's claws early on in the movie. There's a lot of stuff going on. So Mowgli is a person of two worlds. He is not a man, but he's not a wolf. But he's in two worlds. And it was a learning experience for him. So there were some predictable parts, so it's hard for me to really give this one an A necessarily, because I don't think, but it did have some dark themes, and I think that's what gives it a really great score. So yeah, the point where he's no longer one of the wolf pack, because they test him, right? The Panther tests him, and he doesn't hold back. So there was a little bit of cheating involved, and Mowgli lost the final trials that Baloo helped set up. But I think it was a good test, because Benedict Cumberbatch, who does Shere Khan, if Shere Khan's not going to play fair, Shere Khan doesn't abide by any laws. Shere Khan does whatever he wants to do. So if Shere Khan's not going to play fair, why should any of the other animals who test Mowgli's strength? So at some point they cast him out back to man, and he doesn't get along well there either. But he does his best. He makes the most of it. But then when he sees that the hunter is not what he seems to be, the white man who was supposed to care for him, then he goes back to the jungle, and there's a final stand against Shere Khan. and he kills him. But I do like the last scene in the 94 Jungle Book where Shere Khan does not die, but bows before Mowgli. And Shere Khan is just this mystical force of nature who kills whatever he wants to kill. So they had animal trainers in that one. So I can't, they're really, it's more of CGI animals. And sometimes, yes, you get real performers, and you might get a couple of dogs in there to get some mimic of some performance. So I grant you there might be some animals in there that maybe Andy Serkis used with like dogs, but if it's a lot of CGI, it kind of loses its flavor. And I think that Andy Serkis and I do agree that puppetry is great. And I'm hoping and I'm praying Andy Serkis and Frank Oz work together. But until that day, I will have to give a score for this one. I'm going to give it a B plus, close to an A. Not exactly. I think the '94 was the breakthrough movie for me. So I'll stick with that one as my, and I think this was the second best. And definitely Jungle Book live action is third. And there was also Jungle Cubs. I never really watched Jungle Cubs. That was on ABC. I think Amiah might remember that somehow, some way. When we all still had Saturday morning cartoons, but that'll be it. If there's more Amiah content to come, I will let you know. It's getting harder and harder to churn out content, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Can't work all the miracles, but in the meantime, I am going to work on some more Etch-a-Sketch animator stuff. And actually, I do have one more Amiah video tonight, and it's going to be a very short one.